The Faded Podcast with Darren and Oscar.
2023, guys. 2013 was 10 years ago. How? What happened?
Well, time flew.
Well, everything we remembered 10 years ago, it's old now. We're old people.
We're not high schoolers anymore.
Yeah. It's just times changed. How did 10 years ago, how did 2013 become nostalgic? It's just insane. I don't want to be old. But hey, new year, the channel is still going on. We're still getting subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Thank you to everyone who are new here. Basically, every so often we do a podcast. We talk about anything, everything. We do a whole lot of movie takes. So now, we haven't done video game subjects or topics in a long time. Since, 2017? It's so hard to remember.
Yeah, we're both gamers.
Yeah.
And, I've been getting back into those modern consoles.
Yeah, I preferred games than movies, even though we talk about movies a lot on the podcast, but yeah, I did have a little disinterest in modern gaming as of lately. I'm sure you have as well, Darren.
I've been getting back into it. I'll elaborate more on that as we continue this podcast.
Yeah, we'll explain why. So I will say yeah, go on.
But yeah, but spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about a couple of classic remakes that are happening.
There's going to be a lot of remakes this year, actually.
Yeah, again, we'll get into those as we deliver our hot takes.
Yep. So hot takes, if you guys don't know what it is, so they're pretty controversial takes on topics. It's one of those you may not think of, it's not the basic takes Mario is great. It would be something like Luigi is overrated, something like that. Stuff will make people turn their heads. So I think that's just an example. So
I think Luigi's underrated.
Yeah, well, that was just a random thing I came up with. That's not true. Luigi's goated.
How can you think he's overrated if Charlie Day's voicing him in the movie?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the movie this year. So we got a whole bunch of takes. I do have two that came from me. The rest I found online, which I've agreed to and also disagreed to a lot of them. So we're gonna talk about them, and you have some as well. We can basically talk about the ones we picked first, the ones we came up with.
Yeah.
If you're on board. Next time, if we ever do hot takes, I'll do a webcam and I'll just drink some hot sauce to any of the spicy caliente takes we're gonna do. It doesn't have to be video games, it could be movies, books, music, Cheeto flavors, I don't know. Anything. Fast food. So, shall we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So, are we going by the Discord ones? The Discord chat? Do it?
Once you put down.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to do yours first? Because you added yours afterwards.
Your
Mario take. Oh wait.
The one where I said that Galaxy was the best of the 3D Mario games.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's a hot take, because I feel like a lot of people would agree on that, unless you say Galaxy 2. But top 3, yeah, I could see that, but of all time? I don't know, what do you think?
Honestly, I've played some of the other 3D Mario games, and I think that Galaxy is the easiest one for me to get into and play, and now I'm at the point where I can speedrun the game within a week.
Yeah, I can see like it's an easy platformer game for 3D Mario, like because they had what, Sunshine, 64,
Odyssey.
I'm sure there's some other ones, but
Yeah, and also Rosalina is the best Mario princess ever, and the Comet Observatory is the best Mario hub world. No contest there.
no debate. But yeah, I can say that game's top 3 in the Mario franchise. Was that all your takes? Like your personal ones, or?
Also, Emperor's New Groove is the best Disney game, because I mean it's based on the best Disney movie and has some good humor and music that could work in the actual movie.
You need to like break it down for me, like what makes it a good game.
Well, the gameplay is pretty solid. The developers, Argonaut Software, were also people that worked on some pretty good titles like Star Fox and Croc.
Oh, nice. You know they're in good hands.
Yeah, and I know that Emperor's New Groove reuses the Croc engine, but it was a pretty good engine for the time. And I would say that it's a game that could be remade, or at least maybe Kingdom Hearts should have Emperor's New Groove elements in Kingdom Hearts 4. If they ever did that, I would.
They should do that.
If they did that, I would just play the entire series to get to that point.
Yeah, if Kingdom Hearts runs out of ideas and they need to go for the underrated Disney movies, then yeah, they should do Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis, Treasure Planet. I would love to see that in the modern day era.
I'd love to see it too.
Yeah.
You know, they we don't hear much about those movies.
Yeah. I beg of you, Disney, do not do live action bullshit. Don't remake any of those. Keep those gems the way it is. They're special.
Take a hint from the reception of live action Pinocchio.
Yeah. Fucking shit that was.
Yeah, where Pinocchio actually goes to the school but then gets kicked out for not being a real boy. That's something you would see in a parody of Pinocchio.
Yeah. Like, Tom Hanks, I love you, but stop doing movies like these. You're too good for that. You already blessed us with the Elvis movie. You don't need to ruin it again. Is that all your takes, or should we go to mine?
Also, first of my mini Resident Evil takes.
Yes.
I'd say that the Resident Evil games from 7 and beyond is probably the peak of quality for the series. No disrespect to any classic fans, but try playing any of the games from 7 onwards and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, like when you say peak, do you mean like, graphics or quality, or what you mean?
Graphics and quality.
Yeah.
And gameplay.
Yeah. I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I'd say 7 is a pretty good jumping on point. Because, I mean, you're playing as a new character. And it serves as a nice reintroduction. Especially after the action-infested Resident Evil 6. That sort of got rid of the horror element for a while in the main games.
Yeah. That was gonna be one of my takes, like, I'll get into later, but yeah. it is about that sort of genre. But yeah, I say that's a good take.
Thank you.
One of mine, my personal ones I came up with, so Breath of the Wild is a good game, but not a good Zelda game. So, are you still playing that game, or?
Well, on Wednesday was Resident Evil 4's 18th anniversary, so I've been playing that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get to Breath of the Wild when I'm able to find the time.
I'm not saying Breath of the Wild is terrible or bad, far from it. The game for me is just really disappointing. So, I do like the new evolution of gameplays adding to the Zelda formula they do. Like, to everyone else, this game is a 10 out of 10 or modern classic masterpiece, but for me, it could have been a 10. But it just failed in execution due to lack of true dungeons, new abilities for Link to unlock. There's some boss battles that are pretty generic and mediocre, and the repetitive nature that most open world games fall victim to. I say they just try to play it safe sometimes for the new fans to come into. Like, if this was a different character, like if you swapped Link with anyone else, it would just be not similar to the franchise. And I know Zelda would switch up their styles every time, like from cutesy stuff to realistic ones. And Breath of the Wild, they try to do a bit of both, try to please everyone, but to me, it could have been a 10, but I say this is a 7 for me.
Yeah, especially with all the HD remasters that the series has gotten. Skyward Sword HD. I know that everyone that initially hated the game went a complete 180 on their opinions.
Yeah. But if I have to rank it, like I say, it's not a good Zelda game. Even though it's still a decent game. It's just very low on the ranking. Like, come on, you're saying Breath of the Wild is better than Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker? Like, no, those four are way better than Breath of the Wild in my opinion. And then Breath of the Wild is better than Skyward Sword. That's how I see it. It's just somewhere in the middle for me. And plus, like, Legend of Zelda is one of the best franchises of all time. Because the way it just switches up stuff all the time. But it still stays truthful to who Zelda and Link is. And, like, the whole feeling of exploring and adventure. I'm so excited for Breath of the Wild 2. I'm hoping they can expand on what made the first one enjoyable. Like, maybe add more dungeons for players to explore and you get to experiment with. I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, it's another thing with some great Nintendo sequels. Also, Pikmin 4. I just thought of another hot take. Pikmin 3 is best Pikmin game, in my opinion.
Do people disagree, or?
I'm sure there are some people that would disagree.
Yeah, there's just many things I got bored of in Breath of the Wild, like the stamina bars. I never understand why they have that in open world games. It just runs out really fast, and you're just basically stuck walking around where you need to go to this one mission that's like a 10-minute walk away from you, and you don't have any fast travel. Like, just fucking remove it. Oh, but it's realistic. Like, you can't just run forever in real life. Shut up. It's a game.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine if they had it in GTA San Andreas?
I would fucking hate it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the best game of all time anymore.
Yeah. So that's my first take, and I have another one. came from me. This is the spiciest one of all time. I never heard anyone talk about this. God of War 2018 and Ragnarok are overhyped. Like, literally, when they released them, the game journalist and the critics, they just rave about it. 10 out of 10! Incredible story! This is groundbreaking! This is changing gaming forever! And everyone's just hyping that shit up like, oh my god, it's so good. Everyone's playing the game, they're like amazed at it. Like, have you guys played the original games on the PS2? That shit is way better. Like the whole hack and slash stuff for Kratos. I used to put those games on a pedestal on PS2. I love that. I love those games and the Greek mythology and how violent and bloody and gory it is. Compared to now, with the PlayStations remaking this, it went from hack and slash to a boring generic AAA title. And oh, it's just Kratos doing a walking simulator. He now has a son in this Norse mythology world. The story is just so bland and basic. Like the 2018 was, oh, you have to spread your mother's ashes on top of a mountain, but there's a guy called Bolden who tries to get in the way. You have to fight him, and these generic enemies all about. The gameplay, the game mechanics and controls are boring, they're bad, like not much for combos, and another basic skill tree type of game you have to unlock. And then Atreus, I fucking hate Atreus, from the whiny little boy to the angsty teenager. Fucking get rid of him, I hate him. And the fact that PlayStation themselves, Sony, they said, oh, we can never bring back the old God of War, it'll be too controversial.
I mean, they won't. I mean, they're not going to make a PS5 port of the original trilogy.
Like, they'll remake it, I bet, because how much attention the God of War games have been getting nowadays. But they can never do what the old games used to do. And they'll be like, oh, they'll try and say, oh, it's bloody and gory in our new ones, but oh, look, Kratos just ripped someone in half. That is nothing compared to what Kratos used to do. Like, what was it, God of War on the PS3, like 10 minutes in, there's a whole war in Greek mythology. Like, you're literally in the battlefield, and you're taking down gods and titans already. And God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, you're in the snow, you're just walking around. press the quick time button. Make sure you shoot the arrows. Make sure Kratos chops an axe. He uses his axe to chop a tree. Oh, he's riding with his wolf dogs. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah, you know, that reminds me of that Robot Chicken sketch where the nerd tries dreaming himself into Knight Rider, but it's the 2008 show instead of the 80s classic.
Yeah.
That's probably you with the new God of War, if you ever tried dreaming about God of War.
I'm just so pissed off at it. Like, they ruined the franchise, like what it used to be. And yeah, I did play 2018, the whole story, and Ragnarok, the whole story recently when I got the PS5. And I was just like, it's not enjoyable. I'm just bored. And those challenging moments, it's just stale. It's just, oh, when I die, I don't think, oh, it's on me, like, oh, because I didn't react too quick or too soon. It would just be some bullshit, Valkyries, they'll just fucking spam shit at you. Like, what am I supposed to do in that situation? I already broke a PS5 controller because of that. But I still have a backup, so I can still play. The fact that a AAA title game pissed me off, and I was so close to just stopping, says something. But at the end of the day, those games are just mediocre. Like, they're like 5, 6 out of 10s for me.
Well, if I ever play them, I hope I enjoy them more than you.
Yeah. I'd say just play the originals. You get more fun out of it.
I don't know. I might try Ragnarok. I heard that Maggie Robertson did some additional voices for Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of her after her portrayal of Lady Dimitrescu in RE Village.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, I will say the voice actors did their job. Even though I don't like Atreus' voice actor, I thought that was the worst one, but Kratos, I give it... Yeah, hot take. I'll give it...
Is still the same voice actor for Kratos?
Kratos, I actually do like modern Kratos' voice. I thought it's really good. It has that Viking feel to it, which they're trying to do for this Norse mythology.
At least he's trying.
No, he was really good. I do like him. But I don't know, a part of me misses the old Greek god Kratos. But the fact that the Game Awards, he just wins like best voice acting and all that, he gave a 7-minute speech, some heartfelt stuff like, yo, just, you're dragging this on too much. Like, I love you, I'm proud of you, but yo, just end it already. His speeches is longer than Kanye West.
Well, at least it's the speech is not controversial, unlike Kanye West.
No. Alright, next take. I put down real horror games are dead. This might be like not the biggest take out there. A lot of people would agree. Some people would disagree, like, oh, but we got Poppy Playtime, we got FNAF, we got Bendy and the Ink Machine. Those aren't real horror games.
I thought FNAF would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, people would still go on about it, like, please, no more horror games based on fictional children's media set in an abandoned facility, please. I'm just tired of that. And the fact that there's no horror games coming out because it's gonna be overshadowed by these generic indie horror games that kids eat that shit up. And they're gonna make more. I know they're gonna make more. That's the problem.
Yeah, and back to what you were saying about God of War Ragnarok feeling like a walking simulator. That's what good amount of horror games feel like they have to be.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least when Resident Evil has those moments, it's just like at the beginning of the game, and then transitions to the more action-focused and horror-focused parts. Like, yeah. It also seems like a good amount of horror games feel like they need to put action in their in the game to keep things interesting.
Yeah, that was like a 2010 era, you know, like Resident Evil 6, where they just switched to mainly action.
Yeah,
that was an era.
And it didn't help that the movies at the time were, at that point, completely focused on action.
Yeah, it just strips away what the franchise was. I would say that to Dead Space as well. Like, when it got to Dead Space 3, it's all about the action, it's not about the horror. It's just ruined what it was. And same with Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, this is you guys are a legitimate horror franchise. You're not Doom. Because at least Doom was basically an action series.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the start, yeah. Like, I never saw that as a scary horror game. I just thought it's like fun action, but it's demonic. But at least like 2022, they were so close. They made Callisto Protocol, which is like inspiration from the Dead Space games, but still people were disappointed by it. But we're gonna get Dead Space 1 remake this year, if it's not already out now.
And Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah. But that's the thing, I don't want them to remake old classic horror games. I want them to make new ones. It's a sad world we live in.
I hope it leads to them making new horror games in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe if Silent Hill 2 is popular enough, they could uncancel Silent Hills.
Yeah,
And bring back the PT demo.
I would love that. I forgot about Silent Hill. That's like up there with Resident Evil, like best horror games ever. But shall we continue?
Yes.
Some guy online said Stray should have won Game of the Year. I mean, that is a hot take, but really?
Yeah, the one with the cats.
Yeah. I mean, I played a bit of it. I mean, it's okay. It's cute, but
Yeah,
it's not Game of the Year.
Well, I think it could have at least won an award in terms of graphics. I've seen Let's Play it. The graphics are really great.
I agree. Yeah, it looks really good. I don't know.
I might pick up a copy eventually if I ever get a PS5.
But saying Stray should have won Game of the Year, I mean, nah.
Maybe an honorable mention.
Yeah, it was nominated. I would give it that. I'm pretty sure it won something, like Best Adventure Game or something. But yeah, I guess it does deserve an award, but not Game of the Year. Alright, next take, Bloodborne is better than Elden Ring, but... I mean, yeah, Bloodborne is great, but... I think there's too many, new fans who are getting into Elden Ring. So, you're gonna get the old Souls veterans gonna come out and like, Elden Ring's overrated. We got the Dark Souls and Bloodborns, they're way better.
I mean, it's fine if you enjoy a game, just don't bash other people for liking something different.
Yeah. Come on, Elden Ring is goated. That's Game of the Year. It won Game of the Year too, so I really enjoy that. But Bloodborne, yeah, it's basically the best Souls game out there. No denying that. Next one, someone says Devil May Cry 2 is the best DMC, no question. Woo, hot take.
Well, I mean, it didn't completely kill the franchise.
I say nearly.
I mean, 1 came before it, and 3 came after it.
Yeah. I see what they tried to do with the second one. They want to make it a little different, but it kind of ruined the charm of Dante and the whole game. It just feels so empty, and Dante barely speaks in it. He doesn't have any fun one-liners, and that's why people were disinterested in it. Like, the soundtrack's still good and all that.
I mean, say what you will about DMC Dante, but at least they gave that one a personality.
Yeah, at least it was different. At least it was still playable and fun, but Devil May Cry 2 was a bit empty and it's just there. And the final boss was just a guy in a business suit. It doesn't feel like a threat. I will give it credit though. I think the outfit in Devil May Cry 2 for Dante is the best one for me. That looks really good on him.
Yeah, maybe they should bring that back in DMC 6, if there's ever a DMC 6.
Yeah, if there's ever like, oh, we can get the old costumes back, I would love that. Next one, someone said, Mario franchise is overrated and overused. Let go of the damn plumber. So I don't know if he means like all the spin-off games like the Mario Karts and Mario Party and all the old stuff they did, like the education stuff on the NES. Like
I'd say Mario Party is overlooked.
I see that, yeah. I know, I never had that attachment to Mario as a kid, so I haven't grew up on him like that. I know you did, but I don't know, if you played one of the Mario games, doesn't it feel like you played all of them? Just like jump on Goombas and all that.
Well, that really depends on which ones you're playing.
Yeah.
I'd say the 3D ones each feel different.
Yeah. I'd say like those side-scroller ones, like when they add it to the Wii and Wii U, they're pretty much the same. That was them being lazy.
Yeah, side scrollers are all the same from especially with the new Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just call it Super Mario Brothers 5. And before you ask, there was a Super Mario Bros. 4 because Super Mario World is considered to be Super Mario Bros. 4.
Oh, that's confirmed.
It was a subtitle on the Japanese version of the game.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to say no on that one. Next one,
Overrated.
The Spider-Man PS4 games over the Arkham games. Absolutely not.
It's all about DC versus Marvel.
Yeah. Like, nothing against the modern Spider-Man games, but yo, the Batman quadrilogy, that shit slaps. Like the villains, the story, the Batman, you can fight like him, you do all those cool combos and gadgets. But the Spider-Man one, as much as I like it, it's just him swinging around and dodging and parrying. You can shoot webs.
Yeah, it's what we expect from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll change it once if we see how Spider-Man 2 is.
Yeah. If you're going to talk about the old Spider-Man games over Arkham games, that'll be a hot take. Like Spider-Man 2, you know, the old one. Whew! It's gonna have the best open world out there.
It really feels like New York in places.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say it makes you feel like Spider-Man, makes you feel like Batman. But yo, it feels like you're in a comic book, like you're a part of a story. Okay, I'll say Arkham games over Spider-Man. Even though my favorite superhero is Spider-Man, I have to say Batman ones slap. Alright, next one, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice was the weakest Soul game. I loved it, but I also hate it. It wasn't the most fun I had in the Souls games. If I have to put it in order, from best to worst, Dark Souls 1, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 3, then Sekiro, and Dark Souls 2.
Interesting.
I'm sure that's most people's takes, like, they'll call me basic, saying Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne are the greatest ones. Yeah, Sekiro, I mean, it's a cool story and all that, but it's just one of the ones I got actually frustrated at. Alright, next one. Assassin's Creed is a trash franchise.
Well, I mean, it didn't start out that way.
Yeah. I mean, in what way? Like, what are you talking about? Like, explain it to us. Like, are you saying all the way from the beginning it was trash? Or when they switched to the RPG style?
Or when they tried to making it into a movie series and the first one failed?
Yeah. And Darren, you know me for a long time. You knew if you went back to teenage me and you told me, oh, what's your favorite video game franchise at the time, I would have said Assassin's Creed hands down.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite video game memories I had, like waiting. It was normally around Halloween they would drop it, and I would like mark it on the calendar. I would pre-order it so you can get the hidden blade with it. I would have my costume I ordered from China for it. I'll get physically prepared, mentally ready. I'll be watching the trailers over and over again. Like,
Well, I bet I'd probably that's probably what you would say if I asked you before Unity came out.
Before Unity. Funny enough, I see a lot of more praises for Unity nowadays. I don't know if that's just nostalgic to them now, but for me, I'm never going back to it. It was broken for me. It was just weak for me.
Yeah, have your game ready by day one.
Yeah, like Black Flag and Rogue, like 2013, 2014, that was the last amazing Assassin's Creed games. And then I think when they went to the new consoles, so PS4, they had Unity. A lot of people liked it, or they appreciate it nowadays. I didn't. And then Syndicate was forgettable. And then they took a year break from it, and then they went back. They gave us Origins, and that's when they changed up the whole formula. So they added RPG stuff to it. And I got it. You know, I was like, okay, I'll see how it is. And I just stopped halfway and I never came back to it. It's not for me. And that's like the best one out of the RPG ones, because there's Origins, and then they had Odyssey, and then Valhalla, and then they're gonna drop more soon. I'm just like, I've grown out of it. Maybe I just lost that feeling anymore. But I just missed the whole lore, story, historic facts, the cool assassins, this historic world, and the way they're developed. And now we get, oh, this Spartan is an assassin now. Oh, this Viking is an assassin, even though they don't look like it.
Sounds like they're getting too expansive.
Yeah. And they are saying, oh, we're gonna drop Assassin's Creed Mirage, and it's gonna be faithful to the old games, but, you know, I'm not picking that up. It's literally in the name, Mirage, that's what it is. Like, it's just gonna be shallow, it's just gonna be hollow. They're just trying to grab the old fans back. And they're gonna drop 2 more, like 1 in Japan, 1 in China. Like, we asked for that decades ago, and now you're gonna drop it? And it's gonna be the RPG kind?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Taking a chance there.
So for me, it's Assassin's Creed 1 all the way up to Rogue. That was the golden era of Assassin's Creed. Alright, next one. You're gonna have to help me out on this one. Someone says the Wii U and 3DS era was the worst years for Nintendo.
I agree.
I never had the Wii U. I only played it at a friend's house.
Yeah, for good reason.
Like, there was nothing like, no games were, I remember, like, oh, you have to get on the Wii U. Like, I never wanted to go out my way to get the Wii U for a certain game. And the 3DS, I only had it for the Pokemon games, but I didn't get it for anything else.
Yeah, not to mention that in terms of handhelds, Nintendo's previous handheld consoles were the Game Boy Advance and DS, which were their 2 best handheld consoles.
Yes, definitely.
Although I would say that there were some good 3DS games, like the Kirby Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot.
Yeah. You'll get those diamond in the rough ones.
Those need Switch ports.
Like, having a 3DS game, like 3D, oh, you can play games in 3D, is like, oh, 3D glasses in movies, is like, you don't really get those nowadays, and you don't really care, like, oh wow, 3D.
Nobody used the 3D on the 3DS.
Exactly, like, it's not that amazing. It wasn't mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's one reason why it's why the Wii U 3DS era is one of the worst eras.
Yeah. And then the Switch bounced back. Like, the Switch was so much better. Oh, this is a Smash Bros. Take. Mikkelo is the greatest Smash player ever, and it isn't remotely close, including M2K and Zero.
Who's Mikkelo?
I need to look on that. Please tell me it's not an anime character. They just keep adding in. So I thought it was like a Earthbound character or something.
No, there's no Earthbound character named Mikkelo.
Joker?
Oh.
I have no idea. Picks up Mikkelo, Smash, Ultimate World. I have no idea what they're talking about. So basically, Joker. Is Joker the greatest Smash player ever? Or is he broken?
Have they ever tried playing Smash Bros with Rosalina?
Like, who do you main?
Rosalina.
Yeah. Well, if it's Smash Bros. Ultimate, for me it was Pac-Man. Like, I went to a tournament, and I won in the semi-finals. And I only used Pac-Man. I was just spamming shit like the fire hydrant and him like dashing to knock people off. People were so frustrated with me. So I don't know what to say to that take.
That's like their opinion, man.
Yeah. Hot take. Sonic Frontiers wouldn't have been good if the fandom wasn't good. I mean,
wait, the fandom's good? I mean, sure, you have the ones that are not toxic.
Yeah. Like, guys, give the fandom a break. Like, they got finally a decent game out from the last 10 years. Like, they're gonna say 10 out of 10, but deep down it's just a 6 or 7. Like, just let them have their moment, come on. I haven't played Sonic Frontiers, even though it does look pretty good, but I think, like, the beta, when they showed it on YouTube, it looked so empty. I was like, oh no, please don't be another open world bullshit.
It was?
I don't know, I haven't seen proper gameplay of it, but
honestly, one thing they did right was just have Big's Fishing be a mini game rather than a main gameplay feature.
I never thought they would bring back Big the Cat. I'm so glad. I'll get the game now because of Big.
Yeah, he's the best character. I mean, he deserves all the spotlight.
Boogie! Love him.
That's right, I'm back to chew bubblegum and kick more ass. I'm all out of gum.
I would say, like, Sonic fandoms are equivalent to Pokemon fandoms. I would know because I know, like, the Pokemon fanbase because I enjoyed the games, but because they have the same formulaic style of gameplay, but the fans would eat that shit up. But to everyone else, it's like, well, it's glitchy, it's broken, and everyone's like, shut up, it's amazing!
Yeah, to be fair, every fandom has its toxic members.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
Yeah. It's just Sonic and Pokemon fandoms, they just shake hands, be like, yeah, our games are buggy and broken, but we don't care, we love it anyways. Let's go out and file it, what a shit show. And we'll say, oh, it's better than Sword and Shield, like, yeah, no shit. That doesn't make it better. Alright, next one. GTA San Andreas has the best characters out of all the GTA games.
Well, I mean, the crooked cop was voiced by Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep, can't forget about him.
He was honestly the best actor of all time.
Yep. I mean,
he he can make any character great.
I mean, San Andreas is the most quotable and memeable out of all the GTA games. You get the "aw shit, here we go again," or "I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large," or "You picked the wrong house, fool!" Maybe that's why they say it, like, just the characters makes the game great. I mean, CJ is amazing, Big Smoke, Ryder, even though he doesn't do much, but his presence is just amazing. CJ's cousin, the officer, the blind Asian man, he's just funny. But compared to the other GTA characters, I mean, Vice City, we had Tommy Facette. I mean, he was good. I liked him. GTA 4, we had Nico. To me, he was kind of boring as a character. And then GTA 5, I mean, that would come close to best GTA characters ever. Michael, Trevor, Franklin, they're all perfect.
Yeah, 3 main characters this time. And maybe GTA 6 will have 300 main characters and they'll all be good.
Well, they said GTA 6 they're gonna have a female as the main character. Or
that would be fun.
Yeah, or one of them, because it might have 3. But I would love to see that.
Maybe they'll all be 3 female characters.
Oh no, because all the men will get mad. This is an independent woman game. But the map's gonna be set in Vice City, so they're gonna be Latin. So I would love to see that. We need a Tommy Facette reference. Or bring him back somehow. So what do you think of the take? Does San Andreas have the best characters?
Some of the best,
Yeah.
I'd say.
I say not all of them, but, you know, CJ is great, Big Smoke. And I think just the game itself is the best.
Yeah, it doesn't have to have all the best characters to be the best game.
Next one, you're not even gonna mention the classics? You're not gonna talk about the old Modern Warfare and Black Ops? Like, they were amazing.
Or even like the very OG Call of Duty.
The very OG, like, 2005 COD.
I think it was 2003.
Oh wow, 03, yeah. Like, you not even mention that, like, the characters, and the setting, the multiplayers. That shit wouldn't slide nowadays. If you've ever been on those Xbox parties playing the Modern Warfare multiplayers. I think people are just too soft nowadays. But if you're gonna say like modern COD is bad, I mean, Blackout in 2018, that was a cool idea. Like, it's basically first-person Fortnite. Like, they took that battle royale and they just went with it. I think that kind of saved Call of Duty. And then Vanguard, I think that's my least favorite. But Warzone, I really liked Warzone, but I started playing Warzone 2 and I prefer the first Warzone. Like, we're all just picky. If there's no definitive answer, like, oh, which card game is the best, because we all had different moments when we grew up on it. Like, I preferred the Modern Warfare ones over Black Ops in those franchise.
Yeah, the Modern Warfare games still started in the classic era.
Yeah.
Of COD. It's just, you had a great game and then they just made a whole bunch of sequels to the Modern Warfare games to try to capitalize on the success of the first one.
Yeah. Like, 2 was amazing, and 3 was, I'd say, just as good. But yeah, like Warzone, the new one. They brought back Soap, Captain Prize, Ghost, so it's always nice to see them again. But yeah.
And did they expand on the returning characters?
I'd say so in the campaign. Like, I'm impressed. Like the campaigns are still good because that's the first thing I play first. But yeah, if you're saying Call of Duty was always trash, like we get it. You get no bitches, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand. Because they went all out on expanding the world without, giving it the proper time.
And I've always preferred Battlefield back then. That's the thing, that back then they rivaled COD, like, before like Battlefield fell off and Call of Duty was just now the peak of first-person shooter. But Battlefield, they had a lot of good ones. Battlefield 3 and 4... Hardline wasn't good, and then Battlefield 1, I was like, whoa. And then Battlefield 5, nope. And then the new Battlefield 2042 or something, that's just a mess. So yeah, COD is the definitive one now.
By default.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Hard game with dodging and parrying does not equal a soulsborne genre. I mean, like in those AAA games like the God of Wars, your Jedi Fallen Orders or Spider-Man's, like where you have to dodge and you get that slow motion with that reaction thing on their heads telling you, oh, press L1 so you can parry it. Yeah, it does not equal a Soulsborne game. Like, I think it was a thing before it, I believe. But just because, like, oh, a game requires it, they think, oh, they're trying to be a Souls game.
I don't see that.
Nah.
It's people just trying to find things to complain about.
Yeah. Like, guys, that's not what the Souls games is about. There's a lot more to it than that. Alright, next one. Fortnite in 2017 through 2018 was one of the best games of all time, someone says. I say the most successful. Like,
most hyped.
Most hyped, yeah. Like, literally everyone was on that.
Yeah, and it even made an appearance in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Where apparently people were...
Newbot 69.
They were still playing it in 2023.
Yeah. But the 2018 map, 5 years later.
Well, I mean, half the universe was snapped away, so they didn't have much options.
Like, the developers got Thanos snapped, so they couldn't update the map. So they just kept it like that. They did not update it or anything. Yeah, world was totally put on halt. I wish. I wish, because I played it in early 2018, and the fact I'm gonna say it's nostalgic really says something. The fact I'm saying 2018 Fortnite is nostalgic now says something. Like, man, when John Wick came out, like I started on season 3, so they released the John Wick skin, and the Tilted Towers was amazing, Loot Lake, Salty Springs. It's just a vibe. It was just an era back then. And when they do the Christmas stuff, you know that feeling like you smell Christmas, but it's on a screen, and it's just such a feeling. So that's a great video game memory. I play it every now and again nowadays, so, but I don't know, I just lost that feeling that I used to when it was so huge. It was on everything. Everyone does the Fortnite dances. They would get sued because, I don't know, Colton from Fresh Prince would try to sue them because they took the dance, or now everybody, and then Ninja was the biggest streamer because of Fortnite, now we fell off. And the fact that Minecraft dropped because of Fortnite for a little while. So yeah, that's one of those. I agree. I agree to that take.
And they'll probably the game will probably get erased from the world once Fortnite 2 comes out.
We got a few more.
They're gonna pull an Overwatch and delete the game once the sequel comes out.
I just really hate the designs on, you know, the Overwatch, the Valorant type of games. It's just really not good looking.
Yeah, can't there be more games in which people are working together?
Yeah.
It doesn't just have to be fighting.
I'm gonna skip a few takes. I'll go to... Okay, unmodded vanilla Skyrim is the most overrated video game of all time. Combat is amazingly unenjoyable. The animations are the same they've been since Morrowind, and the story was basic fantasy one-on-one. Ouch! So, I'm glad they said unmodded vanilla Skyrim, so... because... it's unplayable without people wanting to mod the shit out of it. Just improving on the game to make it better. But overrated game of all time? Damn. That used to be everyone's favorite. But everyone loves that. I think it's just like the fantasy world is what made me love it, but... this guy is a full-blown hater.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but even the Skyrim fans, like, who mod the shit out of it, they would admit, oh, without the mods, then Skyrim is just boring. I will say that I played the game, like, around the first month it came out in 2011, and I had no idea what to do, and I just stopped. And then, like, a couple months later, I tried to pick the game back up. I was still confused. I was like, why did anyone like this? Even then, around that time, people were saying, oh wow, this game sucks. And it's not until like years later, I picked it back up and I was like, okay, now I know what to do. I have to do this and that and this and that. So I spent a lot of time on it, and that's why I ended up loving the game. But I was never one of those who modded Skyrim. Like, I didn't add a lot of shit to it because I did it on console. And
on console,
yeah, that's why I didn't do the mods. But you'll get a lot of people play it on Steam. And then, for some reason, they removed that. And they brought Skyrim out, but you can't do any of the mods on it. Unless you go on websites, like Nexus, just to install the mods. And then they keep remaking Skyrim on every single platform. And then they'll tell you, oh, you want these mods? Well, we got them for you. You have to pay for them. So that's why everyone got turned off by Skyrim at this point.
Yeah, Bethesda was seeing that people were mining the game and decide to that they could make some money off of it.
Yeah. Like,
well, if you don't want people to mod the game, then just have that stuff available as DLC in the first place.
Yeah.
Or better yet, just have it there from day one. Delay the game so that you can have it ready.
For real.
I'm sure any Elder Scrolls fans would understand.
Yeah, I think they're just waiting impatiently, because now it's been over 10 years since Skyrim, and now we're waiting on the next Elder Scrolls game. I think they said they are working on it, but who knows when that's done. You'll just get Fallout. I think that's a better franchise than the Elder Scrolls, because what, you're gonna rely on Skyrim to be the best one? Like,
Yeah,
It's-
probably. Probably all the Fallout games except for 76.
Yeah. But Morrowind, that's just unplayable at this point unless they remake it, and Oblivion, that's just a memeable game to many. Like, Oblivion's fine, but it just strips away all the stuff we had in Skyrim, you know, like dragons and all the cool stuff. It's just like another fantasy game. So, yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 need to step up.
Well, we'll just have to see what they come up with for the sixth game.
Next take. The GameCube controller is bad.
No, it is not bad. And you're bad for thinking that, whoever put that down.
Are they gonna talk? Did they mean the third leg of the controller, like the thing sticking out in the middle?
That was the N64 controller, not the GameCube controller.
Oh, I got them mixed up.
Do you want me to send you a picture of the GameCube controller?
No, I remember now, the purple one. I never had the GameCube as a kid, I only went to a friend's house.
I played GameCube games backwards compatibly on my Wii. It's probably how I first got into retro gaming.
I guess if they said N64 controller is bad, then yeah.
Yeah, it is bad.
It's uncomfortable to hold.
Yeah, and also there wasn't any sort of cushion on the joystick, which gave Mario Party 1 players blisters with the turn mini games.
I guess
I know that Nintendo did recommend people to just use their thumb, but people might get a thumb cramp. And also, it's just faster to use the palm of your hand.
Yeah, like literally that feeling, like you're holding it on your fingertips and you keep slamming it.
Yeah, it's why Nintendo had to start selling Mario Party gloves and just caution people to wear some sort of cushion on their hand in general.
I think it's like the old controllers were never good. I don't know. Like the NES one where it's just a rectangle, that hurts the corners, like that hurts your hands. And then when they switched it to the Super NES, I mean that felt more comfortable because it's round, but still like it's very flat. I think like it's not until PlayStation, I think they've now been like, okay, that's the best way to hold a controller. So now it's like PlayStation and Xbox, but like still Nintendo was still doing weird shit, like the remote and the nunchucks and then the Wii U. I admit, even the Switch, it's kind of hard to control the joysticks.
Yeah, but I think their Pro controllers are a step in the right direction.
I say it's just mandatory to get it at this point.
Yeah, I got a Kirby-themed Switch Pro controller.
Yeah.
For Christmas, just in time for the Return of Dreamland remake.
Yes, bring back Kirby.
Well, I mean, Kirby is already back. Haven't you played Forgotten Land?
I bought it for my girl to play, but I don't think she picked it up yet. But I should have just kept it.
You should have just bought a second copy for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you've learned the lesson when Return of Dreamland Deluxe comes out.
Next take, Rockstar shouldn't make Bully 2.
Well, did the first Bully game have a solid ending?
I mean, it was an ending. It didn't want to lead up to anything, like, oh, get ready for the next one, we're gonna do this. Because it felt like just a standalone Bully game. I mean, that was the most controversial game when it came out. Even by Rockstar standards, like, oh, it's a game about bullying kids in school? Oh yeah, you can have the GTA games about shooting and violence and prostitutes, but a game about school and you hit people? No, no, no. But yeah, imagine that if they make a sequel in modern day era, that would just get cancelled immediately. They'll just pull the plug.
They'll bring back the controversy.
Yeah, I loved Bully. I loved the game on that, but what are they gonna do for the sequel? Are they gonna keep Jimmy Hopkins? Is he just gonna be a grown-ass dude? Or are they gonna do Jimmy Hopkins' son? He goes to a modern-day school.
Oh, maybe Jimmy Hopkins will be the main protagonist of GTA 6.
I would love that.
They could also do that.
Because Rockstar games exist in the same universe. You know, from the Red Deads, that's the oldest, and then LA Noire, then Bully, then the GTA games are scattered in the timeline. Then the Max Paynes. I would love that.
Wait, Max Payne was Rockstar?
Yeah. I remember Max Payne 3 is. Maybe they just own that. Yeah, I remember Rockstar doing that.
I need to do my research.
Yeah. Like, please bring back Jimmy Hopkins in some way or form. My GTA Online character is basically Jimmy Hopkins. I gave him the Letterman jacket and have his hair shaved.
Well, maybe if Jimmy Hopkins isn't the main protagonist of a Bully 2, then maybe he's going to be the mentor of the next Bully.
Oh, you know what they should do? Just like Boy Meets World with Girl Meets World. So Jimmy Hopkins becomes like the father, and he has a son or daughter or whatever, and he's kind of like teaching and educating him how to protect the school, fight against other little groups and posses, and try to save the school.
That would actually be really cool.
That would be sick. Rockstar, call me. I want half the money. Alright, next one. Ghost of Tsushima is the best Assassin's Creed style game in years. I mean, that was like the last proper PS4 title.
You mean before the PS5 came out, right?
Yeah. Like, there was Last of Us 2 and then Ghost of Tsushima dropped. I don't know if it's because everyone wants Assassin's Creed set in Japan or China, they say that.
Or maybe they just want Assassin's Creed to go back to their roots.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, in my opinion, I think any Assassin's Creed style game would be considered the best Assassin's Creed style game by fans.
Yeah. You could say Prince of Persia was a better Assassin's Creed game. Because that came before any of the franchise.
I mean, you could say Assassin's Creed was a better Prince of Persia game.
Yeah. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, that was a decent game. I can't say it's better than most of the Assassin's Creed games.
I mean, which ones are you comparing that to?
Yeah, I mean, it's not an RPG style game, so assuming they meant one of the originals. But come on, the Ezio games, like, they're just chef's kisses. And Black Flag, that was fucking great. I'll just take those over Ghost of Tsushima. I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
Maybe it will come back to you later.
Oh yeah, something to do with they're gonna make a sequel to it. I think it's this year. So wondering if they're gonna do something different to it.
They could.
Because the main character is based on a real samurai warrior. I can't speak today.
Maybe they'll find a different real life samurai to base the game on.
Assuming it's gonna be the same character, and because the first one they dropped DLC for it, so this moment's like, I mean, it's not historically accurate. but who knows what they're gonna do. Next take. Oh my god, someone was on fire here. Banjo Kazooie is a terrible game. Movement controls aren't satisfying and very clunky, and level design consists more on gimmicky mini-games than an actual fun world to navigate. 3D platformers using its design philosophy is what killed them in the mid-2000s.
You know, I have to say one thing about that take. What'd you expect? The game was made with the N64 controller in mind.
We could just leave it at that. I mean,
I played the game. It's fun if you know how to handle the controls.
Yeah, and that's just it. Yeah. Like, is it a fun platformer or?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's one of those I skipped over in my life, but I heard like fun things like, oh, it's a classic.
It was it's the golden age of Rare.
Yeah. But 3D platformers is what killed them in the mid-2000s. Like what else did we have? Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Dexter. Are you saying those aren't good? Or Spyro and Crash?
And not to mention that Ratchet and Clank is still going on strong.
Yeah, it's still great.
Yeah, I mean, Insomniac is still making Ratchet and Clank games whenever they're not making Spider-Man.
So I remember going Commando, that game, and I loved it. I played it with my cousin. We got so invested into it.
Yeah, I've been intending to try get into the Ratchet and Clank games for a while.
Yeah. So you do that, and I'll try and get into Banjo and Kazooie. Next take. Cyberpunk does not deserve a Labor of Love award or any praise for being in a state it should have been in open beta. The game is still buggy as hell, and a shadow of what it could have been. The RP elements and gameplay doesn't even come close to making up for it either. I played Cyberpunk like first day it came out, and I had a lot of bugs and glitches and issues.
So that person's complaints are understandable.
Yeah, I get what they mean, but I guess what they're trying to say, like, oh, they shouldn't deserve forgiveness and all that. They shouldn't be like, oh, we shouldn't like praise them or anything, even though it's still broken. Like, they're not patching it up as they say they are, and they shouldn't get awards for it, like best appreciated game. Yeah, it could have been great, but guess what? It was the fans' fault. Because they were delaying it, and the fans was like, why are you taking so long? Just give it to us now. And they're like, okay, here you go. And they're like, oh my god, it's so unfinished. Why did you give it to us? Because you told us to.
This is why games should not be rushed.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have Keanu Reeves in it. You gotta make it perfect. And I did enjoy the story. I like the characters and the world. I like that cyberpunk feel to it. No pun intended. I like the futuristic aspects of it, but I just didn't like it being shitted on all the time. But I can't defend it because, yeah, they're right. It is buggy as fuck. And I played it on hard mode, and it's hard for me to progress because of the bugs. And that's the message for all the game developers. Don't listen to what people say. And I feel like that's what's gonna happen to Hogwarts Legacy, because it keeps getting delayed. I feel like they're gonna get pressured by everyone saying drop it now, and they're gonna like ruin what they tried to achieve.
Well, I mean, I guess it's the only thing keeping the Harry Potter franchise alive.
At this point.
Yeah, I mean, Fantastic Beasts films are basically finished, and J.K. Rowling keeps digging herself into a deeper hole.
I thought they were gonna make 3 more films, or are they actually done with it?
Third Fantastic Beasts underperformed, and
thank God.
and Warner Bros. Was saying that they will continue the Fantastic Beasts depending on how well Secrets of Dumbledore does.
I did not like that one. I thought it's worse than the second one. It's just a whole bunch of political bullshit. Like, we don't want that.
Yeah, this is why George Lucas focused less on political BS with the third prequel movie. He learned his lesson on that front.
But going back to Cyberpunk, like, even something similar happened with No Man's Sky. Like, it got shitted on. That was like everyone the worst game of that year. But they got, awards and praises for trying and appreciations. And I give it to them. They did patch things up. It does look playable. It looks decent now. Because I used to be one of those game testers for it. And they were still fixing shit. And it's not... Cyberpunk shouldn't deserve that because it's still broken. If everyone says it's still buggy, and yeah, they shouldn't get awards for that yet.
Yeah, I mean, they need to learn their lesson about not giving in to bullies.
Next take. This one's for you. Classic outfit Wario, better than Biker Wario. Plus, we need a proper sequel to Wario World.
Honestly, I like both Wario outfits. They both fit well with the series he's in.
Like, do they mean like the Smash Bros. Brawl era, the Biker Wario? Like when you can see the demon fabric to it?
They have Wario in his classic outfit in Brawl as an alternate costume. You can always switch to that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's there representing the WarioWare series, which is really awesome.
I mean,
like one of the best spin-offs of the Mario franchise. I mean, they want to. Smash Bros. Is representing as much of Nintendo as possible, and they want to represent all of the. Well, as many Mario spin-offs as possible, not just the main Mario games.
Yeah. I mean,
and plus Smash Bros. In a way kind of introduced me to WarioWare when I first played it in 2008.
Yeah, so we have to give them respect for that. I mean, classic outfit Wario, I mean, that's iconic. That's memorable. Yeah, but yeah, Biker Wario, it kind of fits his character in a way. So it's basically best of both worlds. Shall we we'll do one more take. This one
big finale take.
Okay. This is the hardest take ever. Hardest take. This is the spiciest one ever out of all of them. Super Mario 64 just doesn't control well compared to modern games. The game is not a top 10 Mario and it's outdated.
I honestly agree with that person. However, I am going to say that I'm also going to give an additional hot take, being that Mario 64 DS is the better version of Mario 64.
So I don't know, many people would say that because they think, oh, DS doesn't count, but no, it's still a mainline game.
I'm going to admit that if it was released on a different console, like if this was a full-on GameCube remake, then maybe it would have been better, but I have to give the DS props for being super ambitious with their launch titles.
Well, the point he says Super Mario 64 doesn't control well compared to modern games. I mean, yeah, no shit. Like, you compare Super Mario 64 to everything coming out lately, of course the new ones are better. But even back then, it was still clunky. I got the remake one, the one they added, that one, Sunshine and Galaxy, like they released that for a month.
Yeah, I think that was the 97 version that attempted to fix some of the stuff.
Yeah, but they still didn't.
Well, I heard they fixed some of the glitches on it.
Yeah, but like still, I can barely control it. Like it doesn't feel comfortable. But it's the most revolutionary game ever. It paved the way to many modern platformer games. I would have given that title to Ocarina of Time, to be fair. Like, I thought that was done well.
Either that or Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation.
Yeah. That's what everyone says. Oh, Mario 64 is the greatest game of all time. It's so revolutionary. It paved the wave. It's breaking new ground. It's like, have you guys actually played it? Like, unless you're like blinded by nostalgia or something. But if you play back to it, like, can you actually go past the first level?
Well, maybe if you're trying for one of those 16-star speedruns where you win by glitching the game and only getting 16 stars.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say just give it Ocarina of Time, like most revolutionary game. Because I love game. Sorry, go on.
Not to mention that the remake of that game waited for the 3DS to come out.
Yeah.
Also, Star Fox 64 also waited for its remake on the 3DS to come out, and that's probably the best N64 game of all time.
Like, top 5 Mario? Like, no, I wouldn't say that. I don't know about top 10 Mario, like put it on that, but...
Well, maybe if you're Watch Mojo.
Yeah. There's a lot of Mario games, so I'm sure there's a lot that are playable rather than Super Mario 64.
And there's going to be a lot more.
Yeah. Top 5, hell no. Top 5, hell no.
Maybe top 20 or 50.
Yeah, top 25. Top 64, let's say that.
Number 64, Super Mario 64.
That's all our hot takes on video games. I really enjoyed that, actually. We could do more takes like that. We can do like movies, music, whatever next time, but I think we want comic books, superheroes, Star Wars, maybe more games. I think next podcast we'll talk about Avatar because we kind of missed that.
Well, I'm sure the hype didn't die down that much. We'll just have to see. We'll see if we can make the deadline for when it gets released on streaming services and home video.
Hope you guys enjoy that. Just another reminder, not all of them are our own takes. Those are the ones we found online, but you can shit on us for our agreements or disagreements in the comments, like whatever. Let's just have a discussion about that.
Maybe give your own hot takes in the comments. We'd love to keep those in mind for next time we do an episode like this.
Yeah, we'll definitely mention that next time we'll do it. So let us know if you enjoy stuff like this. And we sure we did. It's kind of a breath of fresh air for us.
Yeah, especially before we have to talk about Avatar 2.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.